You wake up, glance out the window, and somewhere nearby, dozens of eyes are already watching you. A pigeon on a telephone wire tilts its head as you step outside. A crow memorizes your face from a rooftop. A neighborhood dog recognizes the rhythm of your footsteps long before you come into view. Deep in the forest, a deer catches your scent and quietly changes direction. Far beneath the ocean's surface, a pod of dolphins investigates abandoned fishing gear left behind by a species they rarely see, but somehow always notice. To you, these moments seem ordinary. To animals, they are observations of one of the strangest creatures that has ever lived. Here's the surprising part. Animals do not simply react to humans. Many species build mental models of you. They remember your faces, predict your behavior, judge your intentions, teach their young about you, and sometimes even manipulate you for their own benefit. Modern science has revealed something remarkable. Humans are not just another animal in the environment. Across the planet, countless species have evolved entirely new behaviors because of your presence. What does a wolf think when it smells a human trail? Why do some birds trust certain people but attack others? Why do elephants mourn humans in some places and fear them in others? And if another intelligent species studied humanity the way humans study wildlife, what conclusions would it reach? The answer says as much about human evolution as it does about the animals sharing your world. For almost all of human history, your ancestors were simply another predator among many. They had no cities, no engines, no rifles, no fences, only stone tools, fire, cooperation, and remarkable persistence. To ancient animals, humans were dangerous, but understandable. You hunted slowly, you traveled on foot, you slept at night. You left predictable tracks across familiar landscapes. Then everything changed. Within only a few thousand years, a blink in evolutionary time, humans transformed into something no ecosystem had ever encountered. You appeared everywhere. You crossed oceans. You built roads through forests. You illuminated the night. You filled the air with unfamiliar sounds. From an animal's perspective, it must have seemed as though one adaptable primate had suddenly rewritten the rules of Earth. Now, fair question. Can animals actually think about humans? For decades, many scientists assumed animal minds operated mostly through instinct, but research has steadily dismantled that assumption. Ethologists, scientists who study animal behavior, have shown that many species form memories, recognize individuals, solve problems, and make predictions based on experience. In plain English, animals are constantly asking one practical question: what is this creature likely to do next? That question becomes especially important when the creature is a human. One of the clearest examples comes from crows. Researchers led by John Marsleff at the University of Washington demonstrated that American crows can recognize individual human faces. Volunteers wearing specific masks captured and released birds without harming them. Years later, crows continued scolding those same masks, and even young crows that had never experienced the capture learned to fear the faces by watching older birds. Think about that. A crow can pass knowledge about a specific human to the next generation. Not just people are dangerous, that particular face, that memory, that warning. No schedule, no written language, no classrooms, just observation, memory, and social learning. What would it be like to carry grudges across generations? Dogs reveal a completely different picture. After at least 15,000 years of domestication, dogs have become extraordinary readers of human behavior. Research by Brian Hare and colleagues has shown that dogs understand human pointing gestures far better than wolves raised under similar conditions. They pay attention to your eyes, your posture, your emotional tone, your routines. Many dogs appear to distinguish between generous and selfish humans after only a few interactions. They quickly decide who shares food, who offers comfort, and who should probably be avoided. From a dog's perspective, humans are not mysterious. You are predictable social partners. Your facial expressions become signals. Your voice becomes information. Your habits become maps of future events. But wild animals often reach very different conclusions. Studies of African elephants have revealed astonishing abilities to distinguish between different groups of humans. Research by Karen McComb and colleagues found that elephants reacted more defensively to voices associated with people who historically posed greater hunting threats than to voices from groups that rarely hunted elephants. The elephants were not simply hearing sounds, they were evaluating risk, they were making decisions. Imagine recognizing danger from nothing more than a distant conversation carried by the wind. How many generations did it take to learn that lesson? The relationship becomes even more fascinating underwater. Dolphins frequently investigate boats, fishing equipment, and divers with obvious curiosity. Marine biologists have documented dolphins cooperating with fishermen in some regions, including parts of Brazil, where wild dolphins help herd fish toward nets before taking advantage of the confusion to feed themselves. Neither species speaks the other's language, yet both recognize repeated patterns of behavior. Both benefit, both adapt. This is not friendship in the human sense, it is mutual prediction. And prediction is one of intelligence's greatest tools. Here's the thing. Fear is not always the dominant emotion. Urban wildlife often treats humans as moving features of the landscape rather than immediate threats. Foxes navigate traffic, raccoons solve complex garbage bin locks, pigeons learn train schedules. Some birds even use passing cars to crack open hard nuts before retrieving them during red lights. Animals are not merely surviving human civilization. Many are exploiting it. Slower, weaker, less observant. Those animals disappear. Flexible species thrive instead. Evolution never stopped. It simply changed direction. Would your ancestors recognize the intelligence required to survive modern cities? Perhaps the greatest lesson comes from wolves. Long before domestication produced dogs, wolves learned that humans could be both competitors and opportunities. Some packs avoided humans entirely, others scavenged discarded food near campsites. Over thousands of years, the least fearful wolves gained access to reliable food sources. Generation after generation, natural selection favored calmer individuals. Eventually, one branch became something entirely new, the domestic dog. An entire species emerged partly because some animals changed how they perceived humans. That single shift altered history forever. Archaeological discoveries at sites like Bonn-Oberkassel in Germany suggest humans and dogs were living together at least 14,000 years ago, buried side by side as companions. What began as cautious observation became one of evolution's greatest partnerships. Now, consider whales. Some populations appear to modify migration routes, vocal behavior, and diving patterns in response to shipping traffic and industrial noise. Others investigate humans with remarkable curiosity. Orcas have even been observed teaching hunting strategies culturally, passing knowledge through generations much like human traditions. When they encounter boats repeatedly, those experiences become part of their shared cultural memory. Culture is not uniquely human, it simply looks different. The same pattern appears again and again: observation, memory, learning, adaptation. Across forests, oceans, deserts, and cities, animals continuously update their understanding of humanity. Some conclude you are food providers, some see you as predators, some treat you as obstacles, others view you as useful partners. Very few ignore you completely. But what if animals tried describing humans the way humans describe wildlife? Perhaps they would say this: there exists a strange primate that changes every environment it enters. Individuals travel inside loud metal shells. They destroy forests, yet sometimes plant new ones. They feed certain animals while exterminating others. They fear tiny spiders, but willingly approach creatures thousands of times larger. They are capable of extraordinary kindness and astonishing violence, often on the same day. Would that description be inaccurate? Probably not. Humans are difficult to categorize because humans constantly reinvent themselves. No claws, no fangs, no armor, yet no other species has reshaped the planet so completely. The surprising science reveals something profound. Animals do not need human language to understand humans. They only need patterns, and patterns are everywhere. Your footsteps, your scent, your routines, your machines, your food, your emotions, your decisions. Every day, countless animals silently collect information about the most influential species on Earth. They are always learning, always adapting, always watching. The The next time a crow stares directly into your eyes, a dog predicts your next move, or a deer quietly disappears before you even notice it was there. Remember this: you are not simply observing nature. Nature is observing you back. And perhaps the strangest part is that your hunter-gatherer ancestors lived in a world where this silent conversation was constant. No notifications, no deadlines, no endless race for productivity. Every movement mattered because it connected them to the living world around them. Today, surrounded by screens, schedules, and artificial urgency, it is easy to forget that you are still an animal being watched by other animals. The wild never stopped paying attention. Perhaps only modern humans forgot how to look back.